Yeah, thanks. Again, first and foremost, thank you to the fans tonight. That's full stadium, loud stadium, and one that was up for the game, which was great. Uh, Obviously, the game starts, and we get a little unlucky on the goal. Damian blocks it; it bounces right back. A little bit of a bang bang play that we get punished on. But I still thought that the first half was a strong performance from the guys. The intensity was there. When you play Red Bull, you always have to match their intensity. Know it's going to be a fight. And I said to the guys, if we match their intensity and are willing to do the running and the fighting, our soccer can take over. And I think you saw that tonight. I thought, Jack McGlynn and Ollie in there could really control the tempo of the game. Jack's diagonal balls to start attacks, playing through the lines was really good. Damian had a big game for us as well. So a lot of guys chipped in and did a great job. Great to score goals off of restarts. In these games where the margins are small, that becomes really important. And again, I think it needs to be said in this building, when we get red cards, which does happen a bit, or penalties or whatever, we tend to draw. We earn that. We put teams under pressure. We make it hard. We get our guys isolated with center backs and put them in uncomfortable positions. And, no secret, both of them were on yellow cards pretty quick. And, we made it really hard on them on the night. So great performance, good team win. Have an international break now. And we'll give the guys some time to rest up. But overall, a good way to go into the break for sure.
We're going to go straight down the first row to start with Joe, and then we'll go over back there.
And to start, do you have any update on Daniel and is Mikel okay?
Yeah, they're both okay. Mikel, I thought was a muscle injury the way he pulled up, which was scary. I thought his calf popped or hamstring. So I said a few bad words thinking that was the case, but he just rolled his ankle. I think maybe stepped in where the sprinklers are. I think he caught something a little off and rolled his ankle a little bit, pushed through it. Again, Danny got kicked a ton tonight. I will say he doesn't get protected like the other number 10s in our league. So he took a beating all night. Played with a sprained ankle, a bad knee, and you could see on his goal. The turf kind of gives out on him, and he twisted it and maybe re-aggravated it. But I think he'll be fine. We'll get a scan tomorrow and see how he is. But yeah, all the guys put a lot into the game. It was an important win, and I think they'll all be healthy, and we got through it okay. We have 2 weeks now, which is nice. Yeah. Yeah, Jacob's become a real leader of our group. So it's a situation where he knows he didn't have his best game in Toronto, but if you rewind literally one game before, he probably was the best player on the field for both teams. So I don't have to say anything. I don't have to sit with him. He just knows how to respond, and I respect him so much as a person, as a player. Great performance from him, and great for him to get a goal too, because sometimes – in these games, we need to manufacture goals. We're shorthanded tonight, right? A lot of midfielders out, but I give the guys a lot of credit, and I liked the three with two high IQ guys in the middle with with McGlynn and Bedoya that could kind of control tempo. Kai, it gave him a little bit more time to go forward because I'll just say he got the ball a lot more and was involved. So he ran more and more up and down that sideline and put in, I think he had 3 assists and also a goal off the secondary restart basically. So I'd say involved in 4 goals, which is good for your left wing back. So overall, I liked how the guys solved problems on their own. Red Bull's always a unique team to play against, but we did a good job tonight.
Given how unique Red Bulls is, does that make set piece goals even just a little
For
bit
sure.
better in execution on those?
Absolutely, yeah. And we said tonight, with Nathan's ability on restarts, with Damian Lowe joining in, and I guess there's no really other way to put it. They have a lot of short guys. they really do. They have some tiny guys. So, that was a big advantage for our group on the restarts, and I think it paid off tonight. And that's just a size thing. When you go Elliott, Glesnes, Lowe, you throw in Mikel, Nathan's ability to jump, Bedoya, has like the 5th or 6th guy covering him. That's a real advantage, and we had a big size advantage. We talked about it before the game, and the guys executed on restarts tonight, which was big.
So this is the first time you've asked Jack to play that kind of hold-in without someone like Jose next to him. What did you ask him to do tonight, and how do you think he performed?
Yeah, it's funny because you have a young guy in Jack McGlynn, a real young guy, and an experienced veteran in Bedoya. But like I mentioned before, they have soccer, and when I say that, that means they can pass out of pressure. They know how to just shift their body a little bit and stay calm when a Red Bull guy's running at you 100 miles an hour. He was really composed. I think the only ball he really lost was probably in the 93rd minute, right? But he made a mistake there. But other than that, he was clean, flawless, and it always looks cooler when you're left-footed too. It looks nicer and more composed, and so yeah, he did a great job tonight. Ran the game, he ran the tempo of the game. For a kid to do that, it's not easy, but it does help to have the experience of Ali next to him. So when Jack was creeping up on the left, Ali's there as a 6, and the best part was, when Ali went forward on the right, and Ali got high tonight a lot of times. Jack was alone on an island by himself in the middle, and he put out a lot of fires defensively too. So that was really proud of him. He's getting better and better, and I know a lot of young names get thrown out there, and who's this or who's that, but he does it pretty consistently, and he's definitely in that same group of great young players in this league.
With Damian being away a few games, what was the message from you to him? Obviously a difficult game to be tossed into after not having game time for 2 to 3 matches, I think. What was the message?
Yeah, look, Damian had to go back to Jamaica to deal with a family issue, a death in the family, which is always really difficult. So he missed some training time. So, he's the kind of professional that when he's called upon, he can rise to the occasion. You can just go back to his games for Jamaica when he's playing against Mexico. He raises his level to the competition. So if it's the best team, he'll match it. He has that ability and that kind of talent. So big game from him in a big spot. As a center back, I know how it goes when he gets unlucky on the block and it goes back and they score the goal. A lot of center backs will put their head down and shrink in that moment, but he just raised his game. Gets a great goal off the restart that we needed, and I thought won his aerial duels, won a lot of tackles. Was this close probably to getting a red card, a second yellow himself, but was right on that edge, and that's the way he plays. So great job from him. A lot of guys performed well tonight, but he certainly did a good job.
Jim, on Friday you had made the comment that maybe players shouldn't be taking as many shots outside the 18.
Yeah.
And tonight, of the 11 shots, only one was outside the outside the 18. Of those, what do you think the difference was of the 10 shots in the box?
Yeah, I think part of it's the opponent. So Red Bull, the way that they play, they really throw numbers forward, and they will leave their center backs 1v1 in space. So we call it the red zone. I think I've said this 100 times to you guys, but if you connect the 6-yard box to the top of the D, 87% of the goals in this league are scored in there. So while yes, everybody loves the 25-yard shot when it goes in, it looks nice. That's not where goals are scored. They're scored where Julian scored from. They're scored where Danny scored from. They're scored where Damian scored from, right in that area, in the hard spaces to run in. So because the opponent throws so many numbers forward, there was space in transitions, and we were able to hurt them and execute. We know we're not perfect, so we still have to continue to work, but certainly a higher percentage when you shoot from the spots that we did tonight rather than outside the box.
Jim, it doesn't happen often, you guys conceding first at home, but
Yeah.
It happened tonight. You guys really let your second come from behind victory. What's that say about the mentality of your group?
Yeah, I think the culture here is strong, and that's not the coach. That's the players. They hold each other accountable in training every day. They want to win all the little games that we play each and every day. So our culture here is strong. It's easy to put your head down when you concede first, but I think the crowd, stayed with us when we had a hard moment and conceded a goal. We actually were still playing well, so I think you still saw confidence, and you saw a group that was pretty relentless going forward. Did we play a perfect game? Absolutely not. We still made mistakes, and there's still things we can improve on. But that was us tonight, winning transition, scoring on restarts, being pretty sound defensively, not giving up a ton of shots on Andre. That's kind of a good union, win that no one will remember at the end of the year. But there was some good things that happened tonight.
Hey Jim, how would you assess how your team has handled these stretch of games going into this international break?
Good. Overall, again, we have a bad feeling about Toronto, right? I think the guys had a good response though tonight, and that's what good teams do. When they know they're not their best, they step up and they improve. So, yeah, 2 out of 3 before the international window, with 2 of them being on the road. I know we have now 8 games left, 5 at home, only 3 on the road, and we have a couple games in hand on some teams in and around us in the standings, which always needs to be said as well. So our top 4 finish is in our hands. So again, we know how good we are in this building. Home field advantage is key. So yeah, while Cincinnati may be a little bit too far ahead to talk about, we certainly want to finish in that top 4.
And how about defending the home field tonight?
Yeah, that's you guys know the record over the past 50 games here. I'll just say the odds are in our favor, and Vegas sees that, and all the people know that we're tough to beat here.
Do 3 more starting here. We'll go to Joe and then we'll end with Peter.
Hey Jim, a little bit more time for Ty tonight
Yeah.
on the field after his first debut. Can you just talk a little bit about what you saw and how you see him kind of fitting into the squad going down the stretch?
Yeah, like I mentioned before, he's in his preseason, but he's really built fitness. I think you saw tonight he's willing to run, and press for the team. So he has a lot of characteristics that suit us. I think he's most comfortable too. I'll let you ask him this, but I think he's most comfortable playing with a second striker, so playing with 2 up top. At his club team previously, a lot of times they played with 1, and he was up there by himself. But he knows our system, and he knows our style of play. And look, it's not going to be instant that it just clicks and it's perfect, right? So he's still building fitness. He's in his preseason, but I thought he did a really great job for us tonight and helped the team in a big way. And there'll be more and more minutes as time goes by. And we know he's a guy that will score goals here for Philadelphia. You go through all of our strikers in our history here, whether it's Fafa, CJ, Casper, Julian Carranza, Mikel Ure, they get chances. There's no question about it. Our system and the way that we play, our strikers score goals. That's the way it is, and I know Ty will do a great job and score a lot of goals here. So a real positive debut from him. I don't count the last one as a debut because it was literally not even a cup of coffee. He was out there for 2 seconds and the game ended. So tonight was good though. You get some confidence, you get to run with teammates, you get to press. Had a couple plays that were close to breaking through. I think just missed Julian at the back post on 1 cross. So still things we can work on for sure. But I like the energy and the willingness to press, and he helped us get the points tonight, which is good.
As far as the last time, I think the Red Bulls behaved themselves tonight.
Yeah, they were fine. They were fine. It was good. I knew if we lost tonight, I was in big trouble from you guys. So I'm really happy that the players took care of business and I'll just say kept the streak going.
Not always great for you guys.
Sorry.
How do you think you dealt with that problem?
Good. And you score off a restart, that makes them have to even open up more and take more risk, and then some things become available. It's still hard in the modern game, and you see it in every league now. When a team sits in 2 blocks of 4 with 1 guy up top, and you can get lulled into being comfortable and complacent, and you shift the ball and you rotate it. 1 guy makes a mistake, and now you're a little bit spread out, and it can be dangerous. So it's really hard to break down 2 blocks of 4, especially a team that's fit like Red Bull. So sometimes you have to do it on a restart when now it's an opportunity where we have maybe a size advantage, and we get that goal, and now all of a sudden from that point on, they have to really throw numbers, and we can get them in transition like we did. So it's not easy, and it's not our strength at all. Like I've said before to you guys a million times, we play better from the front with a lead. But once we get that lead, we don't give them up very much anymore. I'll knock on wood on that, but we don't blow leads maybe like in the past years. So we've been pretty solid on that the last 5 seasons.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.
Guys,